Okay, Greg, so here's your before and after from today's session. So what we said was, didn't really do much about the head, right? But really the head moving is really just getting the club, getting a stick along your toes, get another stick in the middle, right? And then when you're swinging, just being aware of that club moving to the right of the stick between your feet. Okay. And then to the left. Okay. Right. So going back, you want your head feeling as though it's going more this way, so maybe a bit more extension, a bit more left tilt. And then as you're coming down, because it moves this way, you want to feel like it moves back this way. Okay. Right. So a bit more right tilt maybe at P6, yeah. So you can see how your shoulders are kind of level there. Okay. Right, whereas if you felt like you got some right tilt, just all the tilting part is just your right shoulder lower for right tilt coming down, your left shoulder moving down for left tilt going back. Okay. Right. But what we really worked on was the structure of your arms at the top. Right. So you can see how your arms are bending, your elbows are separating. Right. There's Sean O'Hare at the top. You can see the difference there. So it's squeezing the elbows together. So it's working with the ball, right? Getting the ball between your forearms, but also feeling as though your arms are like steel rods. So your hands are always feeling as though they're pushing away from your chest. Okay. That's the key. Yeah. And then keeping that structure as you come down. That right elbow is going to get a little bit lower than your left elbow as you come down. Look. As that right elbow really tucks in to the side of your torso, right? Keeping that right arm folded on the way down is also going to keep the left wrist cocked. Okay. As soon as that right arm, because yours are too bent, your both arms are too bent there, right? So then as you start down, now you start to extend them, so you're extending them too fast. Yep. So when you come down to P6 there, you can see where your elbow is. Your elbow just is not tucked into the side of your body. Right arm's extending too much, too fast, okay. Which then uncocks your left wrist. Right. So what we're looking for is better structure at the top. So that's miles better.
And that's enough backswing.
That's plenty, yeah. Okay. I said that. I said as long as you're completing your turn, right? It might be that you feel like your hands are a little shorter than where they were before, right? I'm fine with that. Okay. I'm absolutely fine with that. I would much prefer you to have a shorter swing, and you can see maybe you haven't quite rotated as much as what you did before. Right. So if you can get some more rotation in there, right, and more extension in your spine, more bending back, okay. That will get your hands a little bit higher as well, okay. Right? But we can work on that in the future. Okay. Like, what I'm looking at more than anything is the structure, right? Is your arm straight? Are your arms extended? And are your elbows close together? There you go. Right? So now this elbow is tucking into the side of your body. There's no space underneath that right arm. Whereas you came down, you've got all this space under your right upper arm and right elbow, right? Which you're extending your right arm, which uncocks your left wrist, right. Which ultimately leads to the handle being too far back at impact, okay. Right? The reason why we're doing all of this is so you can get your handle more forward, get the shaft leaning more forward, and compress the ball better. Okay. Right. So obviously you're exaggerating it there. Your hands are well forward of your left shoulder, but look how much forward shaft lean you've got when you do it. Right. So whenever you're changing something, you want to try and exaggerate it to build up the feeling. Okay. Right. Because you're going one way, you were the other way. Now you're exaggerating the other way. So you've got to, if you can just get a little bit more of that structure in your arms coming down, getting that right elbow tucked in just a little bit more in the downswing, which gets your hands a little bit more forward, okay. At impact, you're going to see a difference in your ball striking, okay. Without question.
Cool.
without question.
Yeah, good.